Welcome back to severe weather coverage forming right now for Tropical Storm Fred as it slowly makes its way northwest of Georgia currently right now. We have just issued a tornado warning. National Weather Service, has just issued a tornado warning for Banks County until 11:15. We can start to see the coupler forming basically east of Homer, and it's gradually moving northwest of this section right here. You can start to see the polygon formation right here as it slowly picks up right there. As I said, it's basically moving east of Homer. It's basically east of Homer right now. It's going to gradually move northwest of this area, potentially even north of this area as well. Can we zoom in a little bit closer? What road is that by chance?
What road is that? Is 441?
441. 441. Okay. So if you happen to have anybody that you know of that is currently driving on 441 at the moment, please try to advise them that there is currently a tornado warning in that area right now. It's gradually moving in that vicinity at the current moment, at this current time. So if you happen to know anybody that's moving in that area, please update them. Please give them the adequate safety measures that they can, and please update them because we do have a confirmed tornado warning for Banks County, gradually moving northwest of that area as well. And as you can see, our graphic just updated. Tornado warning currently for Banks County until 11:15 a.m. We're going to basically keep you guys updated until this tornado warning is basically dissipated out or until it's gradually gone out. Excuse us for that. As I said, it's slowly moving northeast of that area. As we start to see, it's still in the formation currently right now. And as I mentioned before, it's, what was the road again? 115?
441.
441, sorry. As I said before, it's moving northwest and it's gradually going near 441 of the road. So again, I'm advising if you happen to know anybody that's traveling up that road at this current moment in time, please try to update them. You know, might be a little risky with it being on the road, but again, please try to update them that we do have a tornado warning for that county currently at the moment. So please be mindful of that area and please try to update people as soon as possible. We're starting to see a little bit, of a formation forming up right there. We're starting to see a little bit of an echo right there. It's not really defined at the moment, but we're starting to see what happens with the next track as we currently see. If we go back to velocity, though, we're definitely starting to see this bright coloration between the red and the green. So this definitely indicates that we definitely have a strong presence of a tornado-like activity near this particular area. And it's going to gradually move more northwest, again, near Road 441. It's now just moved past Homer. As you can see, now it's gradually moved about, northeast of Homer, and maybe even northward of also the town of Homer as well. But, yes.
Matt, we're going to call out some roads in addition to State Route 441. So it's just to the east of State Route 441. Malik, do you want to call out some roads?
Absolutely. We can go ahead and call out, it's past Shady Grove Road, heading up Shady Grove Road. If you live in a neighborhood off of Shady Grove Road, Hawkins Road, you need to be in your safe place now. If you live anywhere near Garrison Creek along 441, Scales Creek Road, Hawkins Road, all the way up Hawkins Road in the intersection of 441, Alice Moss Lane, Caudell Road, Pace Road, any of those neighborhoods, if those roads sound familiar to you, you need to get in your safe place now. Have your weather plan, enact your weather plan, and go ahead and get to that lowest floor of your house. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible as this tornado warned storm comes through that area.
Thank you, Malik, for that update right there. And like I said, once again, we currently have this tornado warning for Banks County. It's until 11:15 a.m. this morning. We're starting to see more of this couplet forming basically eastward of 441. As you can see right now, we're starting to see the red and the green basically join together, indicating that there's a strong presence of tornado-like activity in this current area at this current moment in time. So again, if you know anybody that lives in this area or happens to be around this area, if you know any friends, family, neighbors, loved ones, anyone you know in this area, please try to update them as soon as you can. Try to update them that there is tornado-like activity in this area, and please try to update them of the proper safety measures that they can take. So, Malik, do you happen to know any other roads in this general vicinity that you can update? Or
Highway 198 along Hollingsworth, near Hollingsworth Road, Lake Road, Schubert Lane. Just on Highway 198, anywhere near White House Hill. Highway 105, Cash Road, Harmony Church Road, White House Creek. If you live near those and those sound familiar to you, go ahead and just go ahead and find your safe place. Get there now and seek shelter. And go ahead, if you live in Baldwin as well, Baldwin, Georgia, you can go ahead and find your safe place as well. Even though you're outside the polygon, this is headed towards you as well. And if this tornado warning is extended, just giving yourself some more time and some more safety as well.
Hey, we're gonna zoom out, Matt, as well.
Yes.
Just to give people an orientation of where we are in our coverage area. We are looking to the east of Gainesville. This storm that we're concerned about is north and northeast of Homer, moving up toward Cornelia from southeast to northwest. And we're going to switch over to correlation coefficient. Yep, this is, Matt, this is a confirmed tornado.
Okay, this is a confirmed tornado. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground at this current moment in time. Correlation coefficient just confirmed that, as we can see right here. This bright spot you're seeing right now, that is a confirmed tornado on the ground currently at this moment in time. So it's slowly moving its way northwest. It's going to gradually probably make its way into Baldwin in the next couple of minutes, probably in the next 15 to half an hour. So again, if you know anybody that's currently near Rowell, also near Baldwin, also near Cornelia, please tell them that there is a tornado possibly heading in the direction that you are within the next 15 to 30 minutes. So please be mindful of that as we head into the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, we want to point out for our followers who are in the Cornelia area, you may not be under a tornado warning right now. You are outside of the polygon, but we want you to go ahead and prepare to head to your shelter because we are seeing the track moving off to the northwest. So even though this is still south of you, it's coming basically right up 441, just to the east of 441, and it is heading in your direction. This is a confirmed tornado.
Confirmed tornado straight from the NWS, located over Hollingsworth or 7 miles north of Homer, moving north at 45 miles an hour. Do not try and look for this tornado. You will not see it coming. Please get in your safe path. Please get in your safe place. Get in your safe place. If you're in the path of this tornado, if you're in Baldwin, Cornelia, even if you're outside of that warned box, Demarest, go ahead and get in your safe place. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground.
And once again, if you are in the track of this tornado, get to the safest location in your house. Try to find, try to get to your bathroom. Try to get anywhere near where you can get into an enclosed space because we're not trying to keep you out in the open. If you happen to be outside at the moment, seek shelter immediately. If you happen to be in this line, coming from this location here all the way up to Baldwin. So if you are in that vicinity, seek shelter immediately because there is a confirmed tornado on the ground at this current moment in time.
Yeah, Matt, so we're getting some comments about which direction it's moving. So our area of rotation is just north of Homer, moving to the northwest towards Cornelia, towards Demarest, towards Clarksville. And we also want to let you know that the warning polygon has gotten trimmed down. So anyone with south of Homer, you're in the clear from this as the storm has moved to your north.
Okay. So just in case some people weren't able to hear that, anybody south of Homer, the polygon has shrunk a little bit, so anybody south of Homer, you're safe. You are no longer in the path of this tornado that is currently on the ground at this current moment in time. But once again, we're still stretching. For anybody that is north, even northwest of this trajectory going into Cornelia, again, we are still advising seek shelter immediately because this is, once again, a confirmed tornado on the ground from the FCC. And look at that correlation coefficient right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. That is a confirmed correlation coefficient of a tornado on the ground currently at this moment in time. It is going northwest of Cornelia, also near Clarksville as well. So again, if you are in this vicinity, seek shelter immediately. Do not go outside. Do not even try to look. Do not even try to see this tornado. Get to shelter immediately, and please stay safe out there.
Anywhere near Mountain View Church. If you live near Mountain View Church, you need to be in your safe spot. Highway 105, Georgia Highway 105. Anywhere along 441 before you get to Baldwin. In Baldwin, Will Banks Corner. Anywhere near Habersham County Airport. On West Airport Road, Industrial Boulevard, Will Banks Street. Anywhere in that vicinity. Cornelia. If you live in Cornelia, find your safe place now. Now is the time. Do not waste any time. If you live in Baldwin, you need to be in your safe place already. Will Banks Corner. Tommy Irwin Parkway and Highway 384. You need to be in your safe place as well. BC Grant Road, Harold Ansley Road. Go ahead, find your safe place. This tornado is moving fast on the ground and picking up debris.
And Matt, also I'll add to
Yes.
that, we want to point out anyone who might know someone traveling on
Yes.
441 between Homer and Cornelia. Nobody should be traveling on 441.
Yes, as Christian just said, do not travel on 441 at the moment. If you know anybody that is 441, tell them do not drive on this road at this current moment in time. There is a confirmed tornado on the ground as confirmed by the correlation coefficient, also by the National Weather Service. So please, if you know anybody that is in this area, also I'm stressing again, if you know anybody that's driving in this area, know anybody, friends, loved ones, please tell them to seek shelter immediately because this is a confirmed tornado on the ground as confirmed by the correlation coefficient we are currently seeing right now.
Hey Matt, also
Yes.
the National Weather Service in Greensville, Spartanburg has just extended the warning into Habersham County.
Okay, so as Will just said, we just extended the tornado warning into Habersham County. So once again, Banks County is still under the warning as well, and also for Habersham County as well. So if you happen to know anybody that is living in Habersham, also currently in Banks as well, tell them once again that we have a confirmed tornado on the ground in Banks County, also heading towards Habersham County. So again, if you know anybody that is in the vicinity going into that polygon, please tell them to seek shelter immediately. Please tell them to stay safe out there. Do not drive, do not do anything, don't even go outside. Seek shelter immediately into the safest part of your home. Try to find a bathroom, try to find an enclosed space where you can stay safe from this tornado as it moves into the county lines. And it's still in effect into 11:15 a.m. this morning. Any other updates regarding this tornado at the current moment?
It seems like the debris signature is weakening a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
As
Yes.
you can see on there, we'll
Yeah.
switch back over to velocity. The couplet is kind of weakening as well.
Yes. So as we can currently see for the velocity, yes, the couplet is shrinking a little bit. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's off the ground just yet, but we are starting to see it weakening. So, but that doesn't mean that you guys should, at all try to lay off of this, confirmed tornado on the ground. Even though it is weakening for what it seems like, we're still advising you guys, please seek shelter as soon as you can. Even though the correlation coefficient is weakening, as we can see right here, it's not as bright as we've seen it, the past couple of minutes ago, but again, we're starting to see it's starting to weaken out a little bit. But again, that doesn't mean that you guys should, lay off the tornado at the moment. It is still in that area at the current moment in time, going near Cornelia, and also, cutting near Habersham County as well. So once again, if you happen to know anybody living in those counties, please tell them as soon as you can, try to get them to seek shelter immediately as soon as you can.
Yeah, Matt. Also, we want to reiterate that these storms have cycled throughout the day. Even if the tornado does lift, it still has the potential to drop another tornado, strengthen back up. As you kind of see there, it looks like it's strengthening again. As we see those cycles between with these cells.
As we currently see right now, the latest update currently we have, it's basically pushing into, southwestern part of Cornelia. So if you happen to know anybody living in Cornelia, please tell them that, there is a confirmed tornado on the ground. It's, still maintaining what it was a couple of minutes ago. Once again, it wasn't as strong as it was a couple of minutes ago, but again, that doesn't mean that we should lay off of this. It is still, once I said, a confirmed tornado on the ground. So if you know anybody near southwest of Cornelia, also maybe even, northeast of Lula, once again, tell them to seek shelter immediately because of this confirmed tornado. Any more roads out there that we should be focused on as this thing moves northwest of the area?
Hey Matt, one thing we're looking at
Yes.
is it looks like the potential debris is actually shifting a little bit to the left or the west. So we want our folks, even up in the Cleveland area, to be keeping an eye on this.
Yes.
Anywhere between Clarksville and Cleveland particularly, as this storm continues moving off to the northwest, it is possible that warning might be expanded or that stronger winds could expand outside of the warning area. So we want to point that out. For our followers in the Cleveland area, between Cleveland and Clarksville, we know we have a lot of you guys up there. Please keep a close eye on this, and it's not a bad idea to go ahead and start to move to your safe space.
As it's starting to move, more northwest, can we get, an update to see what roads are being infected and also just any, localized areas? in this particular?
Anywhere along State Highway 384, P Ridge Road, intersection of State Highway 384 and P Ridge Road, Duncan Bridge Road, anywhere New Bridge Road on up into Mossy Creek, and Rogers Mill, Mud Creek Road, anywhere between DeMorris and Rogers Mill along Highway 384. You need to be in your safe place now. Fernbank Drive, Old Level Grove Road, Old Athens Road. If these roads sound familiar to you, you need to already be in your safe place. This is a dangerous storm. This isn't something you need to wait and see and wait it out. Oh, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Don't play with this storm. Just get to your safe place.
Yes.
One other thing we want to point out to our followers, we're getting a couple comments about the motion of the storm. Now, normally here in North Georgia, tornadoes move from southwest to northeast. That is not the case today. This particular tornado is actually moving from southeast to northwest. So again, if you are anywhere between Cleveland and Clarksville, this is moving in your direction. It is not moving to the northeast.
Can we get a little bit more of a zoomed in near Cornelia? Can we get a little bit more? Okay, so again, along with Cornelia, we also have the town of Baldwin currently right now. So again, if you happen to know anybody that's located, southwest of Baldwin, also try to update them that there is a confirmed tornado on the ground currently at this moment in time. As we're starting to see, it is still weakening even a little bit more, but again, we are stressing this once again. That does not mean that we should, lay light of this potential tornado on the ground at this current moment in time. So again, we're trying to update people as this thing moves gradually northwest into Habersham County, actually currently in Habersham County, that tell them to seek shelter immediately and also possibly even going into White County as well.
As we zoom out, another thing to point out for our followers, if you live in Clarksville, if you live in Cleveland, if you live in Cornelia, you're probably experiencing some very heavy rain right now. If this tornado is on the ground, you will not be able to see it. It will be rain wrapped. So it's incredibly important that if you are out, if you're on the roads, or if you know anyone that is, that they seek shelter in the closest sturdy building. Again, this could be a tornado that is embedded in a lot of rain, and we're watching even our folks up in Cleveland and Clarksville that are not currently under the debris signature. You're probably having a lot of heavy rain, and it does appear that the storm is veering a little more off in your direction.
So as we stretch once again, actually let's take a look at the velocity once again. And again, we're starting to see still weakening as we can currently see. Along with correlation coefficient, we're starting to see also some weakening in the velocity. But we're stretching this also once again. Any more updated roads that we can currently look at the current moment in time?
Highway 115 near Leaf, 115 near Pink, intersection of 115 and 255. Doc Dorsey Road, Pawnee Pearl Lane, Lothridge Road, Ashwood Lane, Holiness Campground Road, anywhere near White Creek. Again, as said before, if those roads sound familiar to you, you should already be in your safe place. You should already be enacting your severe weather preparedness plan and going ahead and getting that safe place so you can get out of the storm's path and be safe when it passes over you.
Yeah, Matt, also, we want to let followers in Banks County that are tracking this storm know that the area of rotation has moved out into Habersham County, so anyone in the polygon within Banks County, you're in the clear from this. You can come out of your safe place.
Yes.
The main threat has moved into Habersham County.
Yes. So as we stretch once again, for anyone currently living in Banks County, the storm appears to have moved out of your area, so you're free to come out if you wish. However, if you live in Habersham County, particularly in the southwest area of Habersham County, we're stretching once again that this is still a confirmed tornado on the ground currently at this moment in time. So again, if you're knowing anybody that's living southwest of Dormerest, also westward of Cornelia, if you happen to know anybody that is traveling in this area, if you happen to know anybody living in this area, any loved ones, neighbors, friends, anybody you happen to know, please tell them to seek shelter immediately because this is still a confirmed tornado on the ground currently at this moment in time. It is currently moving northwest into White County, also into the Cleveland area. Again, we're stretching once again. Try to seek shelter, in the safest part of your house. Try to go for a bathroom, try to go to an enclosed space as soon as you can. As it's going into Cleveland, any particular areas along this path right here that
So the debris, the potential debris signature is displaced a little bit to the west of the storm. So not quite approaching Cleveland yet. We are keeping a close eye on you in Cleveland, but it looks like just to the southwest of Cornelia. Just to the west and southwest of Cornelia is where the strongest part of the storm with potential rotation appears to be located.
As once again we stretched a couple of minutes ago, if you live in Banks County, you are safe. You are currently safe at this moment. But again, if you're living in Habersham County at this current moment in time, southwest of Habersham, try to seek shelter immediately. And as also, it's going to gradually push into what it looks like is that White County as well.
Matt, we're just pulling up updates from the National Weather Service.
Yes, new update.
Nothing from the Weather Service in the last 10 minutes. We do know that the warning is continuing.
Yes.
And we're watching White County closely. White is not yet in this tornado warning, but there is a storm with potential rotation approaching the southern part of White County. So even though you're not in the polygon in White County, seek shelter indoors, lowest level, basement preferred, but first floor is okay.
Hey Malik, can we get an eye of what road this is by chance? It's currently southeast.
That is Georgia Highway 254.
Georgia Highway 284. So
254.
254, my apologies. Georgia Highway 254. So this tornado, for what appears as it's currently tracking, as its current trajectory, it's going to travel near Georgia 254. So again, if you know anybody that is traveling on this road at this current moment in time, tell them try to seek shelter. Try to tell them to be safe out there as they are currently driving out there. Do not try to drive as you're going through Georgia 254 currently at this moment. So if you happen to know anybody that is driving anywhere near this vicinity, anywhere southeast of Cleveland, tell them that there is still this tornado pushing into the area at this current moment in time. So please update them as soon as you can.
We're going to switch the radar to FFC, Matt, just to get a shot on the back end of the storm. A little bit of weakening in the rotation signature, but still picking up. It could, one of the things that we see with these tropical tornadoes is they can form very quickly, they can drop down, and then they lift back up, and then they reform. So these tornado warnings are very tricky today because tornadoes can occur, and then they can end, and then they can reform. So we're keeping a close eye on this storm as it moves up towards southern White County, southern Habersham County.
Look back over here real quick.
We're going to switch back over to GSP.
Yeah. Anything regarding White County yet, or?
Still no warning for White County.
Still no warning for White County. So still Habersham and Banks, you're still in the tornado warning. There is no tornado warning in effect for White County just yet, but it has the potential to generate into a tornado warning for White County. So again, once again, if you know anybody living near the Cleveland area and also anyone, as the storm gradually moves northwest, again, we're stressing once again, tell them to seek shelter immediately as soon as they can. There is no tornado warning confirmed yet for White County, but once again, as we watch this trajectory, there is a possible chance that we could see a warning pop up for White County within the next couple of minutes.
Matt, we're going to zoom out to give our followers a view of what we're looking at here. The particular part of the state we're in with this tornado warning is northeast Georgia. We're looking near the Cornelia area, approaching southern White and southern Habersham County. So again, in those areas, the tornado warning does continue. No updates from the National Weather Service still though, Matt.
Yeah. So Anything, once again, yeah, as they just mentioned, one of them people on anything for White County. Again, once again, there is nothing confirmed yet for White County, but once again, we're still advising people to seek caution and also seek shelter with this tornado. Even though there's nothing confirmed for White County just yet, again, we are still stressing that we need to be keeping an eye on as this thing gradually moves into White County.
Hey, Matt, we're looking at the rotation now
Yes.
east of Cornelia, potentially on radar here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's focus on that potential area of rotation
Yeah.
now. Let's go to base velocity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as we can start to see near east of Cornelia, we're starting to see, again, this area of rotation confirming up. This is not a confirmed tornado, is that correct?
Correct.
Correct. Okay, so we're just seeing some velocity in, the velocity radar. Again, once again, this is not confirmed anything, but we are still stretching that, this is how this, threat has been going on as it's gradually moving north into the Georgia area. We're starting to see these areas of rotation gradually popping up along many parts of the Georgia area. As we can start to see right now from the newest track, we're starting to see it's dissipating out a little bit right here. We're starting to see a little bit of a, bright coloration right there, basically, southwest of Dorrest and also kind of north of Cornelia. But again, once again, there's nothing confirmed yet for this as well at this current moment in time.
So one thing for our followers, we want to let you know who are tracking this tornado warning, if you are in the polygon, again, through Cornelia up to Clarksville, you're probably seeing a lot of really heavy rain right now. There may be some rotation within that heavy rain, and that's why we're asking you to seek shelter. Again, even with the heavy rain, you may get flash flooding, but we're really concerned about a potential rotation within that heavy rain. So we ask that you continue to seek shelter through at least the next 15 minutes.
Yes. So again, once again, this tornado warning for Banks and Habersham County is still in effect until 11:15. Until that point, do not do anything. Don't try to go outside. Do not even try to, even try to go even out and look at this tornado. We do not do that at all. Seek shelter still at this current moment in time until this tornado warning has completely been canceled for Banks and Habersham County. And again, that is still in effect until 11:15. And we're still keeping you guys updated until both those warnings are out of the area. Can we go back to correlation coefficient really quick? I want to see if anything new is popped up for it. So yeah, once again, we're starting to see for this general vicinity, it's still, not really much forming much else in the correlation coefficient. We're not really seeing any strong signs that we could see, potential tornadic activity. Can we go back to velocity really quick? So again, once again, we're starting to see this area rotation again, as Christian just updated me a little bit ago. It's not confirmed a tornadic activity, but again, as we're starting to see with Fred all day long, this is basically what we've been seeing as it's gradually moving northwest into the area. We're starting to see these areas of spin up along with this area of velocity. So again, once again, we're not confirmed anything just yet for that. And FCC just updated us right now. They have canceled the warning for Banks County. So if you're living in Banks County at this current moment in time, you are good. You are completely you're clearly in the clear and you're completely safe. However, this warning is still in effect for Habersham County until 11:15 a.m. So again, once again, if you know anybody living in or around Habersham County, particularly near possibly the Cleveland, particularly near this area right here, also near Clarksville, also near Dorrest, tell them to seek shelter as soon as they can. Any new roads to keep an eye on, Malik, by chance?
We can keep an eye on Highway 23, and then the Habersham. Anybody near the Habersham Medical Center near Demarest as well as Georgia Highway 115 and Georgia Highway 105 near Fairview.
Okay. So again, once again, for Habersham County, it is still in effect until 11:15. And thank you, Malik, for that update for the roads there. If you happen to know anybody that's living, if you know anybody traveling on those roads currently at this time, I know it's getting close to lunch break for a lot of those people right now. So if you know anybody that's potentially going on lunch break for the next little bit, tell them not to do it just yet. We still have a confirmed tornado warning in effect for Habersham County until 11:15.
Yeah, Matt, this part of the tornado warning polygon is not confirmed confirmed, it's radar indicated.
It's not confirmed, radar indicated. Thank you for that update, Will. My apologies on that. So, again, not confirmed, radar activity just yet, but again, we're still keeping an eye on it as it moves into this area. So we're trying to make sure that you guys stay safe out there as the storm gradually moves into the, area. So again, once again, for anybody that is, yes.
Matt, we actually have a new tornado warning that was just issued. It's for Elbert County until, what time is that? It is Elbert and Hart counties until 11:45.
Okay, Elbert and Hart counties, okay. And until when?
11:45.
11:45, okay. So for those who are just joining us right now, can I get one more update on those? Elbert and Hart, I believe? Elbert and Hart. We have a new tornado warning right now for Elbert and Hart counties until 11:45 at this moment. So again, we're going to move over to Elbert and Hart County right now. Can we look at the velocity really quick? Can we take a look at that really quick? So again, once again, we're starting to see this rotation right here. It's indicating strong tornadic activity at this moment, and it's indicating a tornado warning for both Elbert and Hart County at this current moment in time. So if you happen to know anybody living near Elbert and also Hart County, we're advising them seek shelter immediately as this, potential tornadic activity goes through, both counties. Is this a confirmed tornado or is it just
Radar indicated.
radar indicated? So it is a radar indicated tornado. So again, for anybody living near Elbert and also near Hart counties, this warning goes into effect into 11:45.
Yeah, so currently right now that area of rotation is in extreme northern Elbert County and about to cross over into southern Hart County. So if you're there on the Elbert County, Hart County line, that is where the rotation currently is. And as he did say, it is continuing to head northward near the Hartwell area in just a few minutes. But right now it's at those county lines at the moment.
Can we get some updates on what potential roads it's affecting?
Yes, absolutely. Anywhere near 13 Forks and Floyd Road, Sam Todd Road, Bowman Highway, right there on the Hart and Elbert County line. Hartwell, you can go ahead and enact your severe weather safety plan as well. Eagle Grove School Road as well. And then Ben Maxwell Road, Highway 172, Bowman Highway, Shiloh Church Road. If those roads sound familiar to you, you need to go ahead and get to your safe place.
Yes. What highway system is this right here? I'm currently looking at it right here. Which one is this?
That is Georgia Highway 17.
Georgia Highway 17. So we can start to see, again, this one is moving, again, northwest into Georgia Highway 17. So again, I'm stressing this once again. If you know anybody that is currently driving, or if you happen to know anybody that lives near Georgia Highway 17, tell them to seek shelter immediately. This is a radar confirmed tornado. And once again, tell them to seek shelter immediately because, again, this could be a very dangerous situation for anyone traveling down Georgia Highway 17. Can we get a correlation coefficient? Let's see if it's anything popping up right there. So again, nothing right here. So this would generally be the vicinity right here. Again, we're not seeing a strong indicator for anything currently at the correlation coefficient. Can we go back to velocity? But as we can start to see right there, with the velocity, we are starting to see the merger with the green and the red, which indicates that we are starting to see strong pickup of tornadic activity possible in this general vicinity. Again, I'm just going to say it once again, if you happen to know anyone traveling down Georgia Highway 17, currently at this moment in time, I know it's getting lunch break for a lot of people out there, whereas we're getting closer into the noon time right now. If you happen to know anybody traveling down this current road at this moment, Georgia Highway 17, tell them to be safe out there. Tell them to seek shelter immediately. Yes.
All right, so we do have multiple tornado warnings at the moment. We're going to go back to that one in far north Georgia up in the mountains, just to give you guys an update there really quickly. Don't want to forget about you guys.
Yes. So can we go back to velocity for this one right here? Okay, so we're starting to see, generally it's in this general vicinity near Demarest and also near Clarksville. So again, once again, this warning is still in effect until 11:15. Again, we're stretching it once again. If you know anybody in this area, if you happen to know any friends, loved ones near Clarksville, also near Demarest, tell them to seek shelter. Tell them to, be safe out there. Tell them to, go to the safest part of their home. Try to head for the lowest part. Try to, find an enclosed space. Try to find a bathroom if they can. Tell them to seek shelter in there because this warning is still in effect until 11:15 this morning. Any new roads that's currently going through Clarksville and also near Demarest, if you can tell?
Yeah, Georgia Highway 115, just north of Demarest, anywhere near Habersham. Also, Habersham Medical Center, and Business Highway 441 as well. Fisk Avenue, downtown Demarest, anywhere near Demarest, you should already be in your safe place as well. Double Springs Road, Georgia Highway 105, and Pardue Mill. All of those places, please be in your safe place.
Yes. And again, once again, I'm still stressing this warning is still in effect until 11:15. Even though we only have about 12 minutes left, it could still be extended as it gradually pushes northwest. So again, I'm stretching this once again. This effect is still in effect until 11:15. Do not try to seek shelter. Do try to seek shelter during the time. Excuse me for that. Seek shelter if you can in this area until 11:15. Do not try to go outside trying to do anything until this area is completely dissipated out, and it's still in effect until 11:15. Can we go back to Elbert and Hart counties? Can we pull up the velocity once again? Okay, so once again, we're starting to see this couple once again on the velocity signature. Again, when the green meets the red, for anyone of those who aren't very unfamiliar with it, that means that we're starting to indicate that we're seeing strong velocity signatures forming up on the radar at this current moment. As you can start to see, it's, gradually kind of moving in, in between both roads, Highway 17, and which one is this one, by chance?
That is Highway 77.
Highway 77. So it's currently in between Georgia Highway 17 and Georgia Highway 77. So again, I'm stretching this once again. If you know anybody that is in this area driving, if you know anybody living in this area, again, saying it once again, seek shelter immediately. Try to get them updated early in this morning. I understand it's very still early in the morning for a lot of people. I understand it's still lunch break for a lot of people as we're getting closer to noon. But again, still saying it once again, if you happen to know anybody that is currently in this area between 17 and also 77, again, still advise them to be safe out there and, get to your safest place if you can. Anything forming up on the correlation coefficient for that area? Again, so once again, not seeing, strong signs of it being, on the correlation coefficient, but we are still seeing strong indicators on the velocity. So we're keeping still a track of see how the velocity is going about. And as we can start to see, it's about to actually cut through, Highway 17 at this current moment. So again, I'm still stretching it, still saying it once again. If you know anybody that is driving down or along near Georgia Highway 17, tell them to seek shelter immediately. Tell them to, not even try to drive out in that area at this current moment. So tell them to be safe out there and tell them that, use proper safety measures when it comes to as this storm, moves into the area.
And again, as I said, we do have multiple tornado warnings in the coverage area at the moment, so we are going to go ahead and hop back to the north and west,
Yes.
North Georgia mountains to look at this warning in the Clarksville area for Habersham County.
Can we get a velocity signature on this? Still see? Okay, so again, we're starting to see, this area rotation once again. Again, compared to what it was a couple of minutes ago, is weakened a lot, but again, we're still not in the clear just yet. We're still going into 11:15 this morning.
Yeah, just a reminder, those storms can cycle, so even though it is weakening at the moment, it can still recycle, re-strengthen, and develop back into a tornado if it has weakened below tornado strength.
So yeah, once again, these things can recycle as it pushes on through. So again, even though that, we're pushing out, still not do anything until these warnings are completely out, until we give you the all clear, including for Habersham County until 11:15.
So just going to kind of zoom out here to get a larger view of what's going on in the two tornado warnings that we do have. And we also don't want to forget about that flash flood warning either as well in the Commerce and Homer area.
Can we go back to Elbert and Hart? really quick? Can we get a little bit more of a zoom in on both those counties? Okay, we just had a new model update right there. Can we go back to velocity? Okay, again, we're still seeing that, it is still kind of in between, Georgia Highway 17 and also Highway 77. So again, we're still saying, and once again, if you know anybody that is driving in this area, anybody traveling down either one of these roads currently at the moment, please tell them, take proper safety precautions as they are traveling both down these roads. Again, I'm going to say once again, I know a lot of people are currently, thinking about going on lunch break right now. Again, tell them if they're planning to do that, do not even try to drive in this general vicinity because we currently have a radar indicated, pretty on radar, radar indicated. Any new roads to update for Elbert and Hart as it's gradually moving northwest, or is it still the same roads?
Highway 29, anywhere near Flat Shoals, Bowersville Highway, Livonia Highway, Georgia Highway 51, and again Georgia Highway 77. If you're in the path of this tornado and you are familiar with any of those roads, you need to be in your safe place. If you know somebody that is traveling on these roads, call them, let them know that there is dangerous weather headed their way, and so they can pull out of the way of this storm and get to their safe place.
And again, once again, for Elbert and Howe counties, this warning goes into effect until 11:45 a.m. So still saying it once again, if, until 11:45 and until this storm warning is completely gone, completely dissipated out, do not try to do anything as the storm gradually moves north and northwest, southwest of Hartwood and also, near Springs as well. So again, east of Springs. So again, this storm is gradually moving north northwest. If you know anybody that's in this track currently at the moment, tell them to take current safety precautions as it moves. Yes,
yeah, Matt. So for that, it just popped up on the screen right there. But for that storm, Elbert County has been dropped from the warning,
Okay.
so it is now. It's just Hart County at the moment.
Okay.
So anyone in Elbert County, you're in the clear from this storm.
Okay. Thank you, Will, for that update right there. As I say, can we go back to Habershire County? Can we get a velocity signature on that right there? Okay, so it appears to be kind of in this general vicinity right here, kind of northwest of Clarksville currently at the moment. Again, this effect is still going on until 11:15 a.m. If you happen to know anybody living north of Clarksville, happen to know anybody, northwest of Clarksville as it stretches basically in between Clarksville and also probably into Helen, again, tell them to seek shelter, tell them to be safe out there, and tell them to take proper safety precautions as the storm, moves into that general vicinity. I guess until this warning goes out, can we go back to Clarksville really quick for Habershire County? Can we do an update of what current roads could be affected for this storm?
Anybody near downtown Clarksville, Business Highway 441, Georgia Highway 115, anywhere near Harvest, College Park, and even all the way out to Hollywood. All of you are getting extremely heavy rain, strong winds, so you need to be in your safe place whether there's a tornado or not. Don't look for it. Don't try and find it. Just get to your safe place and get yourself out of harm's way.
Yes. So again, once again, we still have a strong thunderstorm activity in this area, even for tornado activity as well. So again, we're still seeing a strong line of thunderstorms pushing northwest into this area. And as we currently can see right there, it looks like it just canceled out. Is that correct?
Yeah, the warning expired.
Okay, so for Habershire County, warning is now expired. So for Habershire County, you are good. So now we're going to move our attention back to Hart County. You guys are still in effect until 11:45 a.m. this morning. We're going to look back at the velocity signature right now. It's currently affecting, it looks like, these three main highways currently. What are these highway roads right here, if you can give me an update on those?
Highway 29, Highway 77, Georgia Highway 51.
Okay. So if you know anybody that is driving down these roads in Hart County, tell them to take proper safety precautions as the storm moves northwest into the area. Again, we can also see it's, gradually moving, again, south. Sorry, Mike, excuse me, apologies. It's, positioned currently southwest of Hartwell. So again, once again, if you know anybody living near Hartwell, and also in between probably that and also Bowersville, tell them to take safety precautions as the storm gradually moves into both those areas in between. Can we get a correlation coefficient on this as well? Okay, so we are starting to see, a little bit of sign of correlation coefficient. Again, it's not, I wouldn't say it's like very strong, but again, we're starting to see a little bit of sign of it. Go back to velocity once again. Again, we are starting to see this, coupling formation that we're starting to see with, tornadic activity out there. It's basically what it's been all day for, Tropical Storm Fred as it moves into, the North Georgia area. And, we've just been seeing this all day where, we're generally seeing these, strong, areas of rotation, particularly with these red and green areas where we're starting to see, particularly with these, strong tornadic activity could be possible for these. And again, the tornado warning for Hart County is still until 11:45. We're not going to go off the air until this warning is completely expired for your county. So please still stay with us until this warning is out of the area, completely dissipated out. So please keep an update as we go through until 11:45. Has there been a new model track for Hart County, or is it still currently or is it still the same track that we have right now? Okay, it's
the same.
Okay. It's still.
We're gonna zoom back out and talk about the whole coverage area at the moment. So there is this tornado warning for Hart County as well. And then back over towards the Atlanta area, there's still that flash flood warning from earlier, as there were reports of flooding on the highways. And there's this flash flood warning to the north of Athens as well. And then there is some localized flooding associated with this rain that has moved through most of northeast Georgia as well. With all this heavy rain that we've had all day. So we'll go back to the tornado warning just southwest of Hartwell.
So again, like Will once said, even though some areas of Georgia may not be seeing, this tornadic activity we've been seeing, particularly with, our middle eastern counties, particularly between, as we get gradually into North Georgia, a lot of areas out there are currently seeing areas of flash flooding, heavy rain from Fred as it moves into the North Georgia area. So even though you're not seeing areas like this potentially, we are still seeing potential flash flooding out there. So again, we're still advising as you go about today, still try to be cautious of flash flooding potential in your current areas, especially areas that are currently getting, heavy downpours of lots of rain. And again, for those who are currently joining us currently right now, we still have a tornado warning in effect for Hart County until 11:45. Can you name off these three highways once again for me?
They are Georgia Highway 77, Georgia Highway 29, and Georgia Highway 51.
Okay, so again, 77, 29, and 51. If you happen to know anybody that is driving down these highways currently at the moment, tell them to, take proper safety precautions. If you happen to know anybody that is currently living southwest of Hartwell, again, tell them to take proper safety precautions. Tell them to get to the lowest part of their house. Tell them to get to a bathroom. Those are the two safest places you can be in as the storm gradually goes through into Hart County. And again, once again, this warning is still in effect into 11:45 a.m. So we are not going off the air until this warning is completely dissipated out for Hart County. And we're going to, get a track of the correlation coefficient you're currently seeing. Again, we are starting to see signs that, we are seeing signs of a correlation coefficient correlated with this tornado warning. It's, wouldn't say it's very strong at the current moment, but we are starting to see signs that we are, updating you with the proper correlation coefficient correlated with this tornado warning. And again, going back to velocity once again. again, we are starting to see this, tightening formation in between, southwest of Hartwell. So again, if you know anybody that is in this area, we are still advising seek shelter and also be very cautious going down any part of these roads right here. And Michaela, can you give me one more update? Which highway is this one right here?
That one is Highway 29.
Highway 29, okay. So again, it looks like it's going through Highway 29 currently at this moment based on our current model tracks. So again, if you know anybody driving down Highway 29 at this current moment, tell them to seek shelter, tell them to be safe driving down that road, because we still have a tornado warning in effect, and this is the current general vicinity of where this tornadic activity we're currently seeing at this current moment in time for the tornado warning. Again, still saying it once again for anybody who may be joining us right now, we are still looking at for this tornado warning currently in effect for Hart County. It is still in effect until 11:45 this morning. So again, we are not going off the air until this is completely dissipated out. Hey, Will, is there any updates from FCC about this storm currently, or is it still?
They're noticing that the storm is weakening a little bit.
Okay.
As you can see, the couplet isn't as tight as it was earlier on with this storm, but again, these storms can recycle and re-strengthen and tighten up with the rotation. So you always want to, if you're in the polygon, remain in your safe place for the time being, as long as this tornado warning is active.
So again, I know we've had a little bit of audio issues for a couple of people out there, especially early in the mornings. But again, for anybody of those weren't able to hear them, again, we are starting to see signs from the FCC that this is weakening a bit. But again, we are still in a warning effect for this tornado. Again, just because it's weakening does not mean that we're going to lay off of this warning signature. We are still keeping an eye on it until 11:45. Once again, like I said, we are still seeing signs that it is weakening, as it gradually moves, northwest, further into Hart County. But again, that does not mean that we should, that does not mean that we should, put on the, lay off the brakes for this one just yet. We still need to keep an eye on this storm as it goes through Hart County, and we're still keeping an eye on it until 11:45.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and zoom back out for the time being. Let people know what's going on. So this storm that was up here in Habersham County has made its way to the north up towards Helen. As we see, there's some heavy rain associated with this. There's actually a special weather statement for some wind gusts and some heavy rain that could cause flooding. Across northeast Georgia, there's still the chance for some flooding. There is already reports of localized flooding in portions of northeast Georgia. So if you don't need to go out the rest of the day, it's probably a good idea to remain inside. And if you are at work, wait until this storm system passes through, associated with Tropical Depression Fred. But there still is the tornado warning for Hart County. We'll go ahead and go back to that. We haven't really gotten any radar scans recently.
Can we, I don't know if you have this pulled up, Will, by chance, but do you happen to have it pulled up of what counties are still under effect for a tornado watch this afternoon?
We can go ahead and pull that up.
Yes. Because a little while ago, FCC just canceled tornado watches for a lot of counties, but there are still some counties still in our area that are still under a tornado watch, where again, we could see once again this potential of tornado warning, including, potentially again for Hart County along with other counties in our area. And I think Will is pulling that up for us currently at this moment.
Yeah, go ahead and keep talking about this as I pull this up.
Okay. So again, once again, as we mentioned a little bit ago, we are starting to see weakening of the storm at this current moment. Can we get it? Not trying to inundate you too much over there. Can we go back to the correlation coefficient once again for this? See if it's updated a little. Okay. For my time being. Okay, so yeah, again, once again, we're seeing this general area right here. Can we get an update of what roads those are, of Markel, by chance?
That is Georgia Highway 51, Georgia Highway 77, Beacon Light Road, all extending out of Hartwell. Flat Shoals is in that area as well.
Is this Deacon Road right here, by chance, the one that stretches northwest?
That's Highway 77.
That's Highway 77. Okay, so again, Highway 77, you are still, not in the clear regarding this path of this storm. So, saying it once again, if you, happen to know anybody, or if you are, currently driving down this highway at this current moment of time, again, we're still advising you to, take safety precautions at this current moment of time, because again, once again, this tornado warning is still in effect until 11:45. We still have a radar confirmed tornado, and again, we are still not dissipating it out until 11:45. So Highway 77, if you know anybody driving down that road currently, tell them to seek shelter and tell them to be safe out there as it moves north-northwest into the area.
Yeah, Matt. So on these updated radar scans, it seems that the storm is still continuing to weaken as it moves to the north. But we can go ahead and clear anywhere south of the heart of Hartwell, the city of Hartwell. So anywhere in southern Hart County, you are in the clear from this. You can come out of your safe place. The main threat at the moment is for northern Hart County, closer to the Georgia-South Carolina state line near Reed Creek and Livonia.
So yes, for anybody, south of Hartwell, again, you're in the clear. And, even though the warning's still in effect, you're in the clear. But again, anybody northwest of Hartwell, even near Reed Creek, and also kind of, north, eastward of Bowersville, again, tell them to, be cautious of this. Yes.
Okay, so the National Weather Service is canceling this tornado warning.
Okay, so
for Hart County.
Okay, so National Weather Service, and there it goes right there. National Weather Service has officially canceled this tornado warning. It is no longer, a confirmed radar tornado. They are canceling it completely. So for Hart County, anybody living in Hart County, you are completely good. Again, we are still tracking Fred as it heads onto this afternoon. We're still keeping an eye on it for a lot of our counties. So again, some of our counties in our eastern counties are still under, a tornado watch. Were you able to get an update on those counties currently?
I couldn't find exact counties. It's just portions of northeast Georgia.
Okay.
North and east of Athens.
Okay, that's okay. So for, northeastern counties, again, you're still under a tornado watch. For a lot of the rest of the counties in our area, tornado watch has been completely canceled for a lot of our area. But again, as the storm gradually moves, more and more out of our area, again, we're still going to be keeping coverage of it heading on into this afternoon. Again, we're still keeping an update as it, potentially, pushes through more and more of our counties. Again, we're starting to see more, flash flood potential for a lot of these areas, particularly in our, very northern counties here in Georgia. So again, we're keeping you an update about that. Please remember, for any future updates, please remember, always, keep mindful and always be, always update with North Georgia Weather Authority as we head into the afternoon. So thank you for watching, and thank you.